Am I the a-hole for not punishing my son for showing his boner to his aunt? So I'm a single mom, and I have a son who is 15. 2 days ago, my sister visited us in the evening. At that time, my son was sleeping in his room. His room is towards the back of the house, and to get to the bathroom, you have to pass by his room. After some small talk, my sister went to use the bathroom, but halfway there she yelled. I ran up to her, and she was pointing at my son's room, whose door was open. I peeked inside, and my son had a boner in his sleep. He was still sleeping even through the yelling. He's a heavy sleeper. I immediately closed the door and told her to calm down, as it was unintentional and was natural for boys his age to have sleep boners. She insisted he was a pervert and was awake when she saw him. I went back to his room, and he still had a boner and had saliva out of his mouth. That's when I knew he really was asleep. I didn't bother waking him up. I went back and told her that he really is asleep, but she didn't believe me and called it enabling behavior. She also said that I had a weird relationship with my son where I was comfortable with his genitals. I lost my shit at that and told her to get out. She told my parents yesterday, and Dad is on my side. He said that it's totally natural for a boy his age. Mom told me I needed to take stricter action so that it doesn't happen again. I told my son to sleep with his door closed from the next time, but there wasn't any punishment for him. I spoke with my son. He knows about the situation and is embarrassed, to say the least. He, however, insisted that he close the door before sleeping. My sister is 30 and single. She had declared herself as asexual and has no interest in starting a family. She'd been molested a few times in public transport, and men here are definitely horrendous. She'd been poked, groped, and flashed many times, to the point she now avoids public transport. I don't use it because of this reason itself. Maybe this was a trigger for her actions. She'd been to my house several times in the past and had a good relationship with my son before. She definitely knew where the bathroom was. I called her up in a conference call with my parents and asked her directly why she'd gone peeking in her nephew's room without permission. According to her, she wanted to say hi, and then she saw it. She swore that she saw him with his eyes open and was touching himself through his pants. I called BS and told her he can do whatever he wanted in his own room, in his own house, as long as he was private. I also told her she needed therapy and not to contact me again without starting it. Cue angry words from her and tears from Mom. I'm going NC with her and LC with Mom. My son is smart for his age and understands everything. He's angry at his aunt and mighty embarrassed too, but he swore he wasn't doing anything.